Yo, what's good, Ghost here, and today I'm bringing us another comparison video between the Striker-45 and MP5. Now the usage of the Striker was actually recommended to me by a subscriber, so shout out to my boy Jorge Rivas for commenting about the Striker a few videos back. Now I actually would have probably never made this video had he not commented that, because, you know, I don't know why, but I have never picked up the Striker until recently, in Warzone that is, and I was definitely surprised by, you know, using this weapon. I got a lot of things I want to tell you guys about it, so make sure to stay tuned for the video. So if you're new to the channel, the subscribe button, turn on post notifications. We are like 56 subscribers away from 1,100, so if you can hit the subscribe button, we very appreciate it. If you find this video useful and informative, hit that like button. And also, if you have not seen my only Cold War video so far, make sure to go check it out. Link in the description. It was just my first ever game on Cold War. I did pretty good. I don't know, go leave it a like, maybe. If you don't want to, that's okay. Also, I'm going to plug my Twitch channel again. If you have not followed my Twitch channel, go follow it. You know, I usually be streaming. Recently, I've been lacking because, I don't know, I just haven't had the motivation to. But if you would like to go see me stream, link in the description. But anyways, let's get into the video. And here we have the recoil pattern for a base Striker. Now, like I said earlier, this gun right here really surprised me, and the things that I want to talk to you guys about, you know, it's going to be something serious. So before we get into my final class setup, I want to say that I experimented a lot with this weapon. I tried a different class setup than the one I'm going to show you now. Here's my final class setup, by the way. But as you guys can see over there, my barrel is the 400mm stainless steel barrel. And when I first started using it, I'm pretty sure I used the 150mm stainless steel barrel, which I think is the last one that you unlock. And because my mindset coming into this was that I wanted to have the fastest mobility for a Striker, because it's an SMG, obviously. And so I used it just because I didn't want to use the longest ones. I thought I was going to lower my mobility by a little too much. And with the meta right now being the Origin, I wanted to be as fast as I can be, so I can try to compete with that gun, even though, you know what I'm saying, more than likely you're not competing with that gun. But anyways, I wanted to compete with it, and I tried using it. But then I realized that at medium to far range, the barrel wasn't really hitting. I was losing a lot of control. Like the bullets weren't reaching there, and so I finally made the switch thanks to one of my viewers, my Twitch viewers, that told me to use the biggest barrel, and I didn't feel that much of a difference in mobility. It wasn't as slow as I overreacted it to be, and it was definitely the better, it was worth switching over to it, and I had a better time using the gun. So one of the things that I gotta highlight about this weapon is the fact that its damage. The damage on the Striker, man, it surprises me, bro. If you've never seen Striker gameplay, or if you've never used a Striker, just know that the damage, in my opinion, is really, really good. Now, is it better than MP5? I don't know. Statistically speaking, I have no idea. Does it feel like it? Absolutely. This shit beams. The only reason I would say it's not better than MP5, or it's not going to come into meta, would be because of the fire rate. That's the one flaw, in my opinion, that the Striker had. So the MP5, you know, shoots pretty fast, especially when you use the monolithic integral suppressor, because it increases your fire rate. So the fire rate is, you know, pretty fast, or a lot faster than the Striker. And head-on battles, close range, I've lost a lot of MP5 battles because it just shoots much faster than my gun. The one thing, though, I think that could bail you out in a situation like that is the headshot multiplier, because I swear to you, the Striker's headshot multiplier is something serious. Now, statistically speaking, is it true? I have no idea, but it definitely feels like it, because I was ripping kids off headies like it was nothing, bro. It was a deadly weapon that truly felt very, very underrated, because it doesn't get used at all, and no one talks about it. And a lot of people might think it's a bad weapon because of certain streamers. I don't know. Actually, to be fair, I've never really seen streamers use it, and so I don't know the general consensus of this weapon in terms of, you know, streamers and whatnot, so I can't really give you any insight on that. But I would say that they would probably think it was pretty bad, or it's not better than MP5, which they kind of make a point on the MP5 case, because like I said, the fire rate of this Striker just doesn't match with the MP5, and it definitely makes it lose certain gunfights to it. In terms of range, though, bro, I don't care what anyone says, the Striker does have more range than the MP5, probably because of its low fire rate, making it easier to control. And I mean, already in this game, realistically, it's so easy to control recoil. If you can't control recoil, man, I'm telling you, put a little time into it, and you'll be able to control recoil. It's really not that hard to do it this year. And with the Striker not having a fast rate of fire and being easy to control, you know, it definitely makes it better for far range. And with the damage added on, man, it's definitely one of those weapons that, whoo, really surprises you. But anyways, with that being said, let's get to the MP5. And here we have the recoil pattern for a base MP5. Now, what can I say about this weapon, bro? Like, I've said this shit multiple times in my old comparison videos. This weapon, literally, you can't go wrong with it. It's all reliable. It's been a staple of the Warzone community or the Warzone, you know, in general, for the whole time that it's been here. Here's my class setup, by the way. It's actually a new class setup. This is Swag's MP5 class setup. I wanted to use it because I wanted to try to find a way to counter Origins, and that weapon right there, or that class setup, actually helped me beat a lot of Origins. However, I'm not gonna, you know, credit it to the class setup. I'm just gonna say that I was able to outgun him, got lucky or some shit. But you know, the Origin's still the Origin. You're still probably gonna get two-shotted. But anyways, one of the things that I like to highlight in my MP5 comparison videos is the fact of how diverse the weapon used to be as it compared to now. So back then, when Warzone was still fairly new, I swear everyone had like their own MP5 class setup. And if you watch streamers, you would always see that they had a different class setup to other streamers, and it used to be cool. It used to be kind of refreshing seeing that people had different class setups, because no one figured out, you know, the top class setups. But over time, people started figuring it out. The nerf came, and you just saw the diversity shrink to like 3 or 4 class setups. And even now, I think it's only like 2 to even maybe 4 class setups that run Warzone in terms of MP5. And it's kind of sad to see, because I really miss how diversified the MP5 used to be. And when I died to it, I didn't really get mad to it, because it's like, you know, this guy's using a different class setup than this other person. So it's not really the same shit. Like, it's the same weapon, but it's a different class setup. It's not the same, you know, class setup. But now everyone's trying to follow what the streamer's doing. So, you know, you see the same shit everywhere. Really sad. But besides the point, like I said, man, what can you do? What could you do wrong with MP5? You know what I'm saying? This is all reliable. Everyone uses it. You use it, and I think the reason why a lot of people don't want to give it up in terms of the meta is because it's really good, but also because of the sense of being comfortable. You know what I'm saying? This gun has been with us for months, and I mean months, and we've been using it and, you know, slaying with it, and we're just so much more comfortable with this weapon as opposed to like a Striker. A gun that doesn't get used, doesn't get talked about, streamers don't use, no one like really gives any spotlight to it. And it's really sad though, because I feel like that sense of being comfortable has kind of made it so we see the same shit over and over again. So that's why I'm a little excited to see how Cold War works for Warzone, because I'm really excited to see how like some of these SMGs get integrated and see if maybe the MP5 gets overthrown for like another SMG, or maybe there's like multiple SMGs at the top. You know, I'm really excited to see that. That's besides the point. But again, like the MP5, you know what I'm saying, everything feels smooth about it. The movement, again, like I said, the animation, the bunny hopping, the slide canceling, to me is probably the smoothest in the game. No other gun competes with it. And I mean, come on, you see this gun everywhere. You see it in Warzone, you see it in the competitive league, you see it and, you know, streamers, YouTubers, you see it everywhere. This gun just doesn't go away. You'll forever see it in Modern Warfare as long as, you know, it's here. So again, I'm really hoping that Cold War, some other gun comes and takes its spot, because if you take a look at the guns that have already come into Modern Warfare, the ISO, Fennec, those weapons haven't really been able to take it over in terms of the, you know, being the quote-unquote best weapon or best SMG. But even then, I don't really believe like the MP5 is necessarily the best SMG. It's just that everyone's more comfortable with it, and it's just good enough to the point where everyone's like, you know, wants to use it. But you know, like I said, that don't shy away from using other SMGs. Other SMGs are actually really good. Every SMG has like their own thing that has going for it, and you know, you won't understand it unless you actually use it. So for the sake of the Striker, like I said, it's like one of those other weapons, or another one of those weapons where if you don't use it, you won't really understand it. My words telling you what it feels like, it's not gonna, like, you know, it's not gonna equal your understanding of the weapon, because you have to use it yourself. So don't be afraid to use it. Just because the streamers don't talk about it, just because the YouTubers don't talk about it, doesn't mean it's a terrible weapon. It's just that, you know, obviously they use the MP5. I'm not here to be, you know, here to fake shit. Like the Striker is not going to become meta, because part of the reason why weapons come into meta anyway is because of the streamers and YouTubers, and I know that you know, they won't, you know, cover the Striker or use it as much as an MP5. So, you know what I'm saying? And all it takes is one streamer to be like, oh, like all it takes is Nick Merckx to be like, oh, this gun's like a cap or ass, and guess what? Everyone's gonna follow that. I mean, that's the sad truth. But hey, this is what we are. But I'm here to tell you, don't be afraid to use the weapon. I slayed a lot with it, and I feel like you guys can slay with it too. The damage definitely makes up for the slow fire rate, and everything else is really good. I mean, the mobility is actually pretty good. The accuracy, the control, everything is really good. And overall, I just feel like it's one of those weapons that is slept on very heavily. and it's definitely not one of those weapons to sleep on because it's a very fun substitute for an MP5. And I had a lot of fun using it. I was geeking over it because of how good it felt in my hands, and I might be using it a lot more because what I'm saying, I feel like I kind of did it an injustice by not using it sooner. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I wanted to make this video a long time ago, but I fell asleep on it. And, thankfully, my boy Jorge, I'm saying, shout out to him again, showing me the light. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Peace. I got your six.